All right, so give us a little background on your experiences in these two countries. What did you enjoy about teaching abroad, and what are some of the challenges that you faced while you were abroad?
Okay, so let's go with what I enjoyed first, the travel. What that experience instilled in me is the fact that I love to travel and I was doing something that made me happy. And I liked the adventure of it all, the meeting new people, meeting expats from all over the world, becoming friends with local people there, the local Chinese people, and traveling. The travel, the perks, the lifestyle that it offered at the time is what I liked. Challenges, I would say the language barrier, but that can be overcome by just learning the language. And so, like, I wasn't long enough in Saudi to learn Arabic, but while I was in Shanghai, I was doing private tutors. I was learning enough Mandarin to survive and get by. Because just for me, even though some people were able to catch on through tutors and private schooling and everything, I needed to be like focused and needed to be like a person who, I don't know, I needed to be like in a university setting where like I'm in a classroom, this is the only thing I'm focused on for some reason because that language is just so hard for me, harder than like other languages that I tried to learn. So but also the challenge could be sometimes working with the people. You know this.
Yeah.
Um,
Colleagues, admin.
colleagues, admin. I mean, it's interesting because you're working with people from different facets of the world, not just from your country, right? So you kind of get a idea of what their work ethic is. And a lot of times it's different from how you've been taught and how you and because I was a working professional before I did this, right? I wasn't even a school teacher before. It was very interesting to see that dynamic. As a person of color, there what I've learned is, and this is what I would always tell people too, on a global scale, you know, in general, you're not referred to as that Black woman or that Black, globally, we're Americans. And so that's how we're identified, right? So, but there are instances where racism comes up, especially if you're of the darker persuasion. Because what I realized traveling the world is that are we fully accepted everywhere? No. Are we the more, I guess, sought after? Nah, unless you're somewhere in the continent of Africa, maybe. But, and even there, like some countries. But what you can do, or what I've done, is look, you just go there and you have to be open and adapt, and you'll make friends. Sometimes you won't. Sometimes you go through those days where we used to
Lonely.
call them the N-word days, where you'll just hear the N-word on the street for some whatever reason, especially in their language.
Mhm.
And that's why it's like a plus and minus to learn languages sometimes when you're overseas. Um, but that the challenges that I've seen for other people, not so much for me, is to actually adapt to the culture that you're in. Um, if it's for you, it's for you. If it's not, it's not. For me, I was able to do it and prove to myself yet again that I could adopt to or be in anything, like any culture. You can put me anywhere and I'll be able to work my way through it or navigate my way through it until I feel like leaving. And I think that's the better, way to do it. But yeah, some people can't. It's too much for them.